Hello friends, it's Chrissy. Today is going to be day 12 of Vlogmas. And again, like I'm right down to the wire. We're at 6:30 the evening before. I got a very exciting package today. So I think I've mentioned before that I have really bad luck with mail that comes from Europe and it tends to get stuck in customs in Chicago for like up to like 6 weeks, at least a month, up to 6 weeks. So when I ordered these decks on the 1st of October, I thought I was giving myself plenty of time. I guess I ordered them like the end of September. They shipped October 1st from Northern Ireland and they showed up today on the 11th. So these may not be seasonally appropriate, but I wanted to show them to you now so you would have plenty of time to receive them for yourself if that was your in your interest, on your radar. So let's get all of the goodies out of here. I thought I smelled something, so, oh, we have an incense cone. Is that everything in here? Yes. I'll put this aside for trash. We have a bookmark for the Winter Waite 2022 edition coming this winter. Oh, we'll see if I have to, oh my gosh, look how cute this is. But it's more pastel. In case you hadn't guessed, what we have today is the, oh yay, thank you friends, I'm very excited. We have two of the Christmas Rider-Waite decks from Tarot Collectibles. Very excited. So I figured to save time, we would just do a side-by-side flip through. So in complete honesty, complete transparency, I don't know why I made a big deal of that. I am fully aware, let me put this away and stop making noise before I keep talking. I realize it is ridiculous for me to have gotten both of these decks. I realize I only needed one of these two, but once I was digging through the website, like financially, I don't remember exactly how it shook out, but like getting two decks, it was the price difference between 2 and 1 was so ridiculous, like ridiculously small. I'm like, I'm going to have to just get them both. Even if I don't keep them both, it was ridiculous not to get them both at the price that the two decks were compared to the one. So we have the Winter Waite Santa's, wow, that's hard to say. The Winter Waite Santa's Helper and the Winter Waite Glitter Edition. I wasn't sure if I would like the Glitter Edition, to be honest. I don't know how the glitter will be. Where are my little scissors? Are they not in here? I don't know how the glitter will be affixed. I am prepared to, these are questionable to me. I watched a couple of reviews, but of course, without holding them in my hand, I really don't know how stable the glitter is on the cards. If I'm going to get glitter everywhere, I'm picturing like the worst case Hallmark card where glitter just goes everywhere. So I wasn't being a very good Boy Scout with those scissor skills there, was I? My two brothers are Eagle Scouts, so I heard them yelling at me for how I was pointing my scissors. So on the left, we have the Santa's Helper Winter Waite. And we'll start showing the backs. Oh, those are fun. They're a little more pink than red in person, I feel like. Comparing them to something pink here and then something red here. They're a little more pink than red in person, which doesn't bother me. I mean, candy canes kind of are as well. The Winter Waite Glitter Edition is considerably, oh, the backs are really cute, but they are considerably thicker of the two decks. Neither one of them have particularly pleasant or unpleasant smell. They just smell like cards. And I also received a free deck bag when I ordered the two together. So let's talk about the glitter first. It definitely gives a texture to the card. I'm hoping that as I move it around, somewhere in here you'll be able to see it. I don't know that I have an opinion about it. I will say that it is not a big deal, and I'm not going to worry about it with overseas shipping at all. But my first several cards, the High Priestess, the Magician, and the Fool, the bottom left corners are all bent, which is not a surprise because the box got dented in shipping. Again, this is a shipping thing. I don't know how much better they could have been packed. It was in a bubble mailer, and then each deck was inside of a little cardboard cushion. That was completely a packing thing. I do not, or a shipping thing. I don't take issue with the creator at all, but also be aware, I just noticed this on my other deck. The upper right corners of the two Fools. There are two Fools. So at least I can take the one that's the most damage out of that. But I do have damage on the top right-hand corner of one deck and the bottom left-hand corner of the other. So just something to take note of if pristine decks are important to you. That may not be realistic in overseas shipping right now, because honestly, these were packed, you saw, they were packed very, very well. So I will just flip through these. So Santa's Helper, of course, we'll go ahead and flip on over since there are two Fools, is more elf-like in costume, where the Winter Waite has a more, the figures don't appear to be Santa's helpers. They're just dressed for Christmas. So our Fool here has poinsettias on his tunic. The feather is green, but for both of them, they're holding holly leaves. We have the Magician. Oh, I really like both of these. I'm glad I got both of these as I'm seeing them both. I love both of these High Priestesses. She looks so Victorian. And she looks so elvish. The moon from the High Priestess is moved to the sky in the Santa's Helper edition. So we still have, even though things are moved around a little, we still have all of the imagery. I love the snow here in her lap. I thought I knew what my favorite was with the first card, and now I'm not so sure. We have the Empress. The Emperor, of course, the one in red. So I don't know if you know, if I've told you all this before, but like, he can probably hear me, which is fine. But my husband's like goal in life is to be a good Santa Claus when he's an old man. So I really like Santa. I have a thing for Santa thanks to my husband. We have the Hierophants. I love how just the clothing here has been changed to Christmas colors, where here they're more actual Santa's helpers. These are really cute. I really, oh my gosh. I love the Christmas tree and the slippers and the scarf around the angel. I really enjoyed both of these. I'm glad. Oh, this chariot. I've wondered what deck I could give my husband to get him to read tarot. And now I'm thinking, like, this card may do it. Oh, I'm so excited to finish this up and to go downstairs and show him. Oh, I love both of these. I love the Mrs. Claus type. Oh, friends. I'm so glad I don't have to choose. I'm so glad I got them both. The Hermit. I love the snow on him here. The Wheel of Fortune. How fun with the mouse. Everything is quiet as a mouse. Love it. Justice. Oh, it's very clever to think of Mrs. Claus as the keeper of the list. Okay, so I think of the majors, I may be really preferring the Santa's Helper, which is interesting because I feel like these two would be switched. I feel like in most of the figures, this deck has looked more elfish, and this one has been just more winter, but I feel like it's switched in these two. Death. We have him here dressed in red. The purple sky is very, very ominous. Temperance. I love her cloak. The Devil, both very, very Krampusy. Is Krampusy a word? It is now. The Tower. Beautiful. The Star. I love the dark hair here. We saw that in the Emperor, the High Priestess. So this is having a very similar figure from the High Priestess and the Star. I like that. The Moon, with Santa Claus being the man in the moon. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. I really want to rush through this to show my husband, but I'm gonna be patient. The Sun here as the New Year baby. Riding a blue horse, where here we have riding a reindeer. Oh my gosh, I love Judgment so much. I love Judgment so much. The World. So we had clothes on the figures in Judgment and the World in the Santa's Helper. The Ace of Cups. This because this is Pentacles. I'm like, they're completely different. That's right, they are. Even so, the Ace of Cups is completely different in these two decks. Very more traditional Rider-Waite-Smith here. And we have the hot chocolate that's flowing from the card. The Two. I think I've said this before, but I'm so glad I have both of these. The Three. They're so beautiful and so fun, but I also feel like they're gonna tell me what's what, especially this one. The Four of Cups. So in the Glitter Winter Waite, the cups are the traditional Rider-Waite cups, and in the Santa's Helper, They're goblets with holly on them. And there's a little squirrel here and a squirrel here. I usually say squirrel, but squirrel seemed very a Veruca salt. The 5 of Cups. We have more trees here, but we have a bridge and an ice house here. The 6 of Cups. The 7 of Cups. We have different items in some of the cups here. Oh, and it's Santa. You can see he has his little thought bubbles as Santa is choosing who gets what. So stinking cute. Oh, and the 8 of Cups is also Santa and the Santa's helper. I love this 10 of Cups. He's so happy with himself, or this 9 of Cups. He's so happy. He's done his job for the evening and he's settling in with his cookies and his drink. And we have the monk over here. Oh, and in the 10 of Cups here, we have the reflection toward the cups in the Santa's helper and the outward reflection and sharing of joy. This feels more family and this feels more community. I dig it. The Page of Cups. I do feel like the glitter kind of obscures the art, but it's also really fun. I think I would prefer the Winter Waite without the glitter. That was not an option when I ordered. But yeah, this is more than sufficient. It would be a preference, but I'm not complaining. The Knight of Cups. The Queen of Cups. So much color here in her robe in this edition. And I think I'm happy that they left the giant goblet in this Queen. Where here it's the same goblet as all of the other cups. This one keeps her different. And the King. All right, let's see what suit is next. All right, let's find the Pentacles. Swords, Wands, Pentacles. 2 completely different cards. We still have the traditional flower gate here covered in snow, and here we have a gate with candy canes. So in the Santa's helper, the cups, the drawing of the cups, let's pick a cup, Chrissy, are these goblets with holly leaves. They're not their traditional cup, and the same with the Pentacles. But it was the traditional Pentacle cup in the King of Cups. Good grief. Let's try this again. In the Santa's helper, it's the same goblet in every card, but it's its own goblet, where in the Winter Waite, it is the cup from the Rider Waite. And it looks like they've done the same shift with the Pentacles. In the Santa's helper, we have the candy as the Pentacle, where in the Winter Waite, it is still the traditional Pentacle, just colorized. The 2, which I love. I do miss the ships in the background because I think that that's part of the story. But it's fine. I'll take it. These 2 are very similar. The 3. Okay, this is very curious to me. We have the 2 human figures, and then a human figure dressed as a rabbit and a human figure dressed as a horse. But in both of these cards, it looks like the work has already been done. The 3 are already posted, like the work is done. I want to sit with this one. This one strikes me as weird. The 4 of Pentacles, I love them both. I also love how the cityscape is updated. The 5 of Pentacles, we have a snowball fight here, but we can see that the clothes are worn and ragged. But there's not the same sense of being destitute in the Santa's Helper. The 6, there's snow in both of the scales. The 7, the 8, we have a rat here, helping, hindering, who knows, but we do have a little rat here in this 8 of Pentacles. I'm going to be using these decks like on the down low between now and Christmas, just so you know. I may not show them, but they're heavy into rotation. So we have the 9 of Pentacles. These are beautiful. And there seems to be some additional representation in the Santa's Helper as well. And the 10. I'm going to sneeze. Hold on. I want to say I'll remember to edit that out, but I probably will not. So we had the 10 of Cups. No, the 10 of Pentacles. Good grief. The Page. I like the swoopy wind here. The Knight on this giant elk. But here in the Winter Waite Glitter Edition, we have the Christmas plaid on the horse. The Queen of Pentacles, who looks a lot like the Star and the High Priestess. The turkeys here, I like. And the King of Pentacles. All right, we're even now. We have the sword. So we have, again, the traditional sword in the Winter Waite Glitter Edition. And it looks like we have an icicle for the sword, which is super clever in the Santa's Helper Edition. The 2. Oh, I really like the ice behind the figures here. The little green Santa hat on the 3 of Swords. I kind of love it. The 4 of Swords. I like this being outside. There's a little less crypt-likeness when the figure's outside. And we have a deer in the 4 of Wands here, the 4 of Swords here. The 5, very similar. You can really see that this figure is crying here. The 6, my favorite card. I love them both. I really like the Star. Oh my gosh. I really like the Star guiding the movement. And this one you can see a little better the rocky waves on this side and the smooth water on this one, but I'm not, but you can also see that here too with with the ice, that they're leaving the ice and moving into smoother water. I really like the Star. I really like the Star in the 6 of Swords. A lot. I'm gonna have to keep moving because I could look at that all day. The 7 of Swords. The tints are colored in Christmas shades. The 8 of Swords with a very castle-y castle in the background here. The 9 of Swords. We have a little mouse in the Santa's Helper Edition. And the 10 of Swords. Okay, this is... I like this. I know the 10 of Swords is devastation, but I think this is a very I like this way of looking at it, that all of this work is destroyed. And even if, is it mendable? Is it not mendable? We don't know yet, but we sit with the pain and the disappointment. We process that before we see what our next steps are. And this seems to be very common in the 2 cards. And I like this. I like this choice too, because this has been a very, very lighthearted deck. And I really like the choice to not show the utter physical devastation in the 10 of Swords. I'm here for this. The Page of Swords with a little white wolf and the Winter Waite. The Knight of Swords, a horse versus a reindeer. The Queen of Swords, I love her. Again, this giant icicle is a sword. Thumbs up from me. And the King of Swords looking straight at us, both of them with, this is a pheasant. So my dad's mom, my mamaw Carr, had a pheasant on top of her, like our china cabinet in her dining room. And like her house was like one big L-shaped room, like the kitchen into the dining room, into the living room. So you couldn't go in her house without walking past this china cabinet. And when you walked, she had hardwood floors. And when you walked through the house, like the pheasant on top of the cabinet would wiggle, and he had red eyes, and I was terrified of him. So this is a very chilling, but also amusing blast to Chrissy's childhood. I wonder where that pheasant is. My grandmother lives, she lives with my parents now, and I know if it's in their house, it's not on display. I wonder where that pheasant is. I got to make sure I never accidentally, to this day, I don't accidentally come upon it. And then we have the wands. So we have a candy cane stick in the Santa's Helper edition, and it looks like the wand is blue in the Winter Waite, which may be confusing if I use both, because the icicle sword looks like the blue wand. So that's just something for me to like mentally be aware of. Oh, look like they're different colors. It's fine. So we have the 2, again with another little bird. So many birds. The 3 of Wands, I like this. I like this a lot. I like this a lot. The 4 of Wands with Santa and Mrs. Claus. So in case you haven't noticed, I was very slow to Rider-Waite. I learned to read traditionally primarily on the Fountain Tarot. And then I branched out, and I really had to understand tarot before I was interested in Rider-Waite-Smith. And I know that's backwards, and a lot of people learn Rider-Waite-Smith first. I didn't get it. It did not appeal to me until I understood tarot. And now like Rider-Waite-Smith is my go-to system. I have I love the Centennial Borderless. I really like the Pamela Coleman Smith edition, the one that's really grayscale. I love like really clear clones from like the Journey to the Tower Tarot, and these as well. This makes me happy. And I also like here in the Santa's Helper, because part of the energy, I think, of the 5 of Wands is in the original, in the Pamela Coleman Smith edition. One of the characters is wearing a spotted tunic, and how serious can the fight be if someone's wearing polka dots, right? So we see that energy here too, is how they've laid down their wands and they're having a snowball fight. Can it still be aggressive? Yes, but it's not that serious. They've put down their wands and they're fighting with snowballs. Oh, look how regal the 6 of Wands is. I also really love Christmas. I really love Christmas because my husband he's Santa. He's Santa. I love the bags of toys behind. Give me the traditional clear 8 of Wands all day long. All day long. I love it. The 9, wow, he is very concerned. I like the lantern here on the wands as well. We have very much a shepherd vibe here, where here it looks like he's waiting on the bus. But here there's definite shepherd energy, which I like being paired, seeing the star in the 6 of Swords. I really, this imagery is making my heart warm. And then the 10 of Wands. I have a gingerbread house here. The page looking so full of himself. I know there's not meant to be, but I just see a taco here on his elbow and that makes me laugh. The Knight. The Queen. We have the cat still in both of them. And the King. It appears we have some extra cards. So we have Jack Frost in the Santa's Helper deck as an option for death, which if we're taking a really lighthearted approach, if we're teaching kids to read, for example, I can get on board with that. And then the alternate cards here, we have the Chariot, we have a sled going down the hill, and then we have the 3 of Pentacles that are children building a snowman. This was the one, right, where there were the 4 characters instead of 3 that kind of threw me off, so I may very well choose this card. I don't know yet, but I doubt I will use this Chariot, but they're fun to have. So, hopefully I kept my light long enough to get through these. Let's see just quickly how they shuffle. So the Santa's Little Helper is a little stiff, but totally fits in the hands. These will definitely loosen up. I like that a lot. Overhands nicely. All right, so I really enjoy the Santa's Helper. Now, I don't know that I will be able to riffle all of these at the same time. Oh, I can. Again, they didn't bridge very well. Let's split them in half. See if I can loosen them up a little this way. See if they'll bridge. Oh, did you hear that? That's a nice bridge when the number is manageable. That one didn't go as well. Oh, and I look, there's a 6 of Swords. Yeah, let's try them both together one more time. And as I shuffle, I don't see any glitter coming off on my reading cloth, which was honestly my concern. Yeah, I think it's a little too thick for me to get a bridge out of, but as long as they riffle, that I can work with that. I can totally work with that. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Not a deal breaker. And what I'm very happy about, again, is I don't see any glitter coming off on my reading cloth. So, like I said, I would have preferred to have the non-glitter version of this deck, but it wasn't available. And I am pleased as punch enough to have it with the glitter that it is not a deal breaker. So, friends, these are my 2 of my 3 Christmas decks. I have the Pixies Whisper that I showed you, I think, the first day of Vlogtober. And then today we have the Santa's Helpers and the Glitter Winter Waite. So yeah, be aware if you're in the US, international shipping can take a while. And think ahead, because last year I wish I would have thought ahead, and I saw these for the first time like in December. So I just wanted to prepare the Christmas lovers of us out there that these are available. and they're waiting for you. I did buy these with my own money. They were not sent to me to review. I didn't receive any sort of discount. I just wanted to be clear with that as well. So I know this seems early, and I know we haven't hit Halloween yet, but I need a little Christmas. So here we are. Have a good day, friends, and I'll see you tomorrow.